guys? I got a special guest for y'all tonight. Welcome to the Be Great Inspiration Podcast. I got a special guest, man. I can't wait for y'all to hear his story. Me and Albert Brown, I actually met him last year when I was in California, man, and just this relationship has grown into something that it's literally we're brothers. You know what I'm saying? We may not come from the same family, may not have the same family, same mother, same father, but just the impact that he's had on my life and hearing his story, I had to share it with y'all. So welcome to the Be Great Inspiration Podcast, Albert.
That's love, bro. I appreciate it, man. Much love, much love. It's an honor to be here, bro. Honestly, like I said, from where we first met to where we're at now, bro, I got nothing but mad respect for you, bro, for real. So I commend you on what you're doing, bro. I see what you're doing from the sidelines. Keep it up, man, for real.
No, I appreciate that, man. Like, like I had my people on here, Daryl Tate, I had him on here, man, and he was saying the same thing, and I was just like, man, it's just all God, man. I just be praying, man. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I want to be great to become something that's like, it's not even about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to branch out, and I want people to really see the greatness within themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that greatness in you, and I was like, dude, I got to get my boy on here. That's why I hit you like all excited, like, hey, please say yes. I need you to be on here and to tell your story.
Right. I appreciate it.
Man, we're going to get this thing rolling, man. So just give us a little background, man. What was it like growing up in Connecticut?
So, I mean, coming from an immigrant background, so my parents are originally from Jamaica. So, they had me in Connecticut. So, that's where I was born and raised. I mean, growing up for the most part, coming from a really small city that a lot of people didn't really know about, it's just caught up in the city lifestyle. It's everything is in this box. And,
Right.
In terms of mindset and how we are and how we grow up, it's like we're all confined to what's in this box and what we know. So, for the most part, growing up was decent. I had both of my parents in my lives. They worked their hardest to make sure there was food on the table. And, since they're immigrants and going to school, I kind of saw things from both perspectives subconsciously from a young age. I saw how it's like being an immigrant in this country, and I saw what it's like to be a United States citizen. So, at the time, I didn't really even pick up on it since I was so young, but subconsciously, it was getting me into that mindset from a young age. But for the most part, like I said, man, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a small town, everybody kind of knew each other. But growing up in my household, man, everybody have their hiccups here and there, but for the most part, I have no complaints, man. I had a really great childhood growing up.
Right. Man, one thing that I really commend you for, man, is just like your journey, and seeing your family become, immigrants, and then you get to see the United States citizen. You get to see two different worlds, you know what I'm saying? And as a kid, you don't really reflect on it, but now you look back and you're like, yo, like, look at me now, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like in a cocky way, but just like, I'm a child of immigrants. You know what I'm saying? My parents immigrated from Jamaica. Now, to see where you are, man, and just hearing that, man, is incredible, man. And I think the thing that you, like you said, subconsciously, the things that you've seen, the things that you got to learn from your parents and seeing that hard work and seeing that drive. I mean, imagine coming to a country where it's like, I'm an immigrant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you got to build your way. You got to, like,
you have to build your way, man.
You got to start from nothing.
That's the true started from the bottom. Now we're here. That's the true meaning of started from the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
100%.
So going into that, man, like, what do you remember the most, like, as a kid, or just, if you travel back, now, what do you remember the most growing up in Connecticut?
That's a great question. I would have to say every Saturday, because we have family, aunties and uncles on my dad's side that live in New York, right? So every Saturday, I remember we wake up early and then we go over to New York. We stop by the Bronx, get our Jamaican food, our patties, or all that stuff, our seasonings, and then we'd head over to my uncle's and my auntie's house, and then we'd chop it up. And man, like every Saturday, I remember it was kind of like a ritual, bro. We'd wake up. I know I had school Monday through Friday, but come Saturday, I know I'm gonna get my hand on some good Jamaican food and go see my aunties and uncles. So I gotta say, man, that's one memory that's always gonna stick with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think, man, that's something that I've tried to create and be great, man. I got this new thing. It's Be Great Fridays, and I've
I
kind of
love it.
like I've taken what you just said like a ritual, and I want people, wear your merch on Friday, but wear it every day. You know what I'm saying? So just like,
Right,
man,
right,
like I can definitely relate to that. Like, me and my dad, man, Sunday was always our golf day. We'd always go
right,
play
right.
golf. Mom knew it. We was going to church. After church, we was packing the clubs up and we was going to go play. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
man, I can definitely relate to that, man. That family ritual, man, that stuff, those
It's
type of memories
important.
don't ever, you know what I'm saying? They don't
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
leave you.
it's important. No matter how much money you accumulate or make, man, it's like no set dollar amount can replace that memory. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Most
Not
definitely.
no dollar amount. So yeah, bro, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
So were you ever at a point in your life in Connecticut where you were comfortable? Like, was it
Oh
ever
yeah,
just like,
definitely. Oh yeah,
like,
definitely. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I haven't. Hell yeah. Just like I said, bro, you grow up in such a small city. It's like everybody know each other. Everybody kind of get into the same thing. So it's
right,
like growing up with that. I ain't have any family out here in California, so it's like I never really saw the other side. So it
right,
was really comfortable. I had a place to stay. I just had to go to school. So of course, it's like the people who I surrounded myself with. I got really comfortable. So I wasn't really exploring my options because I was just so comfortable of where I was in my life.
right,
At the time, I didn't know of how complacent and stagnant I was. But I can say for sure, once you are somewhere that you know and you can familiarize yourself with, you will
right.
get comfortable and you won't even know that you are. So hell yeah, bro. I definitely was comfortable for sure.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Man, one thing that I think about, man, is like when I made that move to California, I literally,
Mhm.
I never forget it. I never forget this day. I went to TYS the morning. I had to catch a flight at like 6:20 a.m. And I'm sitting there
Mhm.
and I'm in the car and I'm like, yo, I'm really about to jump on a plane with 3 bags and a backpack.
Right,
And
right,
I'm going
right.
across the United States. You know what I'm saying?
You
You
said,
talk
I'm gonna
about
thug it out.
what? You talk
Yeah,
about feeling uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
boy.
Like I'm landing in Cali. I don't know what to expect. I don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like I can definitely relate to that, man. Me being back in Knoxville now, it's like it's kind of in a way, it's like I'm kind of comfortable here. You know what I'm saying? Especially with COVID and
right,
stuff
right.
like that. But man,
Yeah,
like I'm gonna tell you right now, man. And in order for you to become great in your life, you have to leave your comfort zone.
100%, bro.
You're never gonna
100%.
grow if you stay where you
100%.
are comfortable, where people tell you what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? You got the people in your family in your ear, like, hey, you're great at this, you're great at that. But if you don't
Yeah,
ever leave your comfort zone,
yeah.
you would never grow. That's why I had to get on a
100%.
plane. I had to stay in LA for a year to see, like, okay, LA is cool and all, but hey, most don't even know what we went through out there. We was riding trains, we
Bro,
was riding buses,
bro,
we was
bro,
hey,
let me tell you something. It's like people only see the end result, but they don't see the
that's it.
times when people like when you really going through it. And it's funny
Right,
that you bring that up because it's like I've learned once you're placed in uncomfortable situations, now your brain has no option or choice but to strategize new ways of how to familiarize yourself with the situation
right,
you in, bro. So, like you said, you only had like a few bags, and you said, "Screw it, I'm gonna hop on
yeah,
this plane," not knowing what's gonna happen, bro.
right,
Not everybody's gonna do that, you know what I'm
right.
saying? But it's just like understand the principles of you gotta be uncomfortable, have to be.
You
It's
have to
no
be.
if, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts.
You know what I'm saying? It's
100%.
kind of like, some folks, I mean, I kind of look at it now in my own city, man. It's like people that I grew up with, I still see them doing the same thing that we was doing in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo,
Yeah,
like you gotta
yeah,
leave the city, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I see
yeah,
them complain about this, complain about that, and I'm like, yo, well,
yeah.
yo, go venture. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like invest your money in yourself. Stop buying
right,
the
right,
J's,
right,
stop buying the
right.
everything designer, man.
All the liabilities that don't even matter
Don't mean
whatsoever.
nothing.
It don't mean nothing. If anything, you put money in their pockets and they're not
Facts.
supporting us at the end of the day. And it's so
Right.
funny you bring that up because 2 years ago I went to go visit back home, and it's like I went back into the mall to see the same people working the same stores asking me,
Yes.
"How's Cali? How did I do it?" And it's like, bro, you just have to do it. And I feel like also too before I moved out here, it's like the crab in the bucket mentality where they just, your peers will try and bring you down with them. And that's something
Facts.
hard, bro. Like a lot of us struggle with, and we don't even know how to deal with it because it's like, this is my own peers, bro. But it's that crab in
Right.
the bucket mentality that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro,
Most
it's
definitely, man. I
telling you.
definitely been there, man. I remember a time in high school, man. A lot of people like, me playing basketball and stuff. A lot of people told me I wouldn't be where I was. You know what I'm saying? At that point, and I'm like, yo, you supposed to be my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you, we been through everything together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But they were like, hey, you
yeah.
too skinny, you too slow, you're not quick enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I feel what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So just speaking on California, man, like what a place, what a time. You know what I'm saying that we were. So like, what influenced you? Like, what made you say, all right, you know what? I don't know what's gonna happen when I get to this place. I have no idea. What influenced that move?
Um, I'd have to say, bro, it's interesting because even my cousin was saying, even when I was 6 years old, I was telling him that I was going to move to California. And I
Right.
didn't even know what California was, bro. So I guess you could just say, man, I don't know. It's just something in me, bro. Cause I don't recall this, but he told me on the phone, damn, Albert, I remember when you was a little kid in elementary school telling us you're going to move to California and you didn't even know what that was.
Right.
So that goes back to like subconsciously setting myself up for what I'm what is to come. I mean, bro, I just thought about it like this. You know what I'm saying? California is a big network. It's a huge hub. This is a state where you could go from homeless to the hills in 24 to 48 hours, depending on who you meet. So I understood that connections and networking was everything. Relationships are everything. So I
Right.
said, damn, let me take a look at it real quick. I'm in a small city. Okay, New York is right there. But I mean, I want to be introduced and exposed. I want to position myself in a different network and utilize it. So, you know, what really influenced me, bro, was to position myself better out here to where I could open up doors for my family and for everybody else. And I knew me staying home wasn't going to provide that. So I knew me making that move to California would provide that. You feel
Right.
me?
Man, that's crazy. Speaking of relationships, man, actually the guy that edits my videos, Christian Reyes, shout out to him and his family, man. Like you
Mm,
just said, man, relationships is everything. So anybody that's listening, man, I don't care what environment that you're in, where you are, know that what you're going through or where you at, the relationship is the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I
100%.
remember like if I would have never went to Barton, like I would have never went to LA because I moved in with Christian and his family, man. Like people thought I was like
Mm,
living out there on my own. I'm like, no, bro, like I'm living with my boy and his family. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It was a nice home. His mother was good to me and they were great to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But like, yo, like if it wasn't for that relationship that I made with Christian at Barton, it all
mm.
became off for real. That's what it became. And I hit him up like, yo, man, like I'm trying to move to LA, trying to pursue basketball. And like you just said, man, relationships is key, man.
They are,
Relationships
bro.
is
They
definitely key.
are. Relationships are everything, bro. Honestly.
Yeah,
It's like that quote, your net worth is determined by your net worth. And that
that's
stuck with me,
facts.
man.
That's
That
all
one
fact.
stuck with
That's
me.
just like it was just like when we used to work at the course, man. The people that I got in my phone now, if I would have never moved to California and met the people that I did at Hillcrest, dude,
Hmm.
I mean, just like on my first episode, I had Adam Winkler on here. That was off of me working at the
That's
course
tough, bro.
and building
That's
a
tough.
relationship, bro.
Bro, that's it, bro. I'm
It
telling you,
was
that's
all
a good one right there.
it was all off a relationship though.
All for relationships, though,
Because I
bro.
always look at this is how I've always looked at people, man. I've always looked at people as people. You know what I'm saying? I know what
Yeah.
background he came from, you know what I'm saying? I know who his dad was. I caddied for Erwin Winkler. If people don't know, we worked at Hillcrest. Me and I we were both caddies. And like, dude, just I mean, being around that type of environment, like you said, bro, it's like you could literally be a millionaire in a year or 2 years off a relationship.
100%,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
100%.
So I
Yeah.
looked at it and I'm like, yo, man, I need to tap into my relationships that I have and that I've made at that course. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, do, let me make this call. Let me text. Let me send this email.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like, it's just off of the network that I made. You know what I'm saying?
It's everything.
It's
It is
everything.
everything.
So, man, speaking of California, man, I know for me, I kind of had a nice setup. You know what I'm saying? Everything was
Mhm,
kind of great for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to really like go through a lot. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So,
mhm,
like, what would after like getting to California, man? Like, you were telling me that, and when this is when we first met, and I never knew this, man. Like, I never knew this. Going into your story, but like, speak on like,
mhm.
what was it like being homeless for 2.5 years, man?
It was tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I said, just to bring it to light, it was me and my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even take
Right.
full credit. Like me and my dog, we moved out here, so we did. It was like a two-man army. Um, but we didn't even start in California, bro. You know what I'm saying? When we went through our journey, we started in Arizona, and that's when we first were exposed to homelessness. So, like, yeah, bro.
Wow.
It's a lot of times I don't tell a lot of people this, but you're my boy, and I want to bring this to light. Like, me and my boy actually started being homeless in Arizona, and it was just the toughest. And I remember I had a conversation with my parents, and they told me if anything worse comes to worse, we got
Yeah.
you. We'll pay for a ticket for you to come back home. Just let us know. And I declined that offer. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay out. I'm gonna stay out here." Excuse my French. I apologize, but like I said, no matter what, I said, screw it. I'm gonna stay out here and I'm gonna thug it
Yeah.
out. So that's what we did. But being homeless, man, it's tough. It makes you realize a lot about yourself, and especially like seeing homelessness in Arizona compared to being homeless in California. They both suck. They both suck for sure. And then seeing
Yeah.
it from the California side, I see how rough it is. It's really rough. It's not a game. It's tough, man. And honestly, if you're not looking for a way out of being homeless here in California, it will suck you in. It will suck you in a heartbeat like that. So, I mean, it was tough, but honestly, at the same time, bro, it was a blessing. And I'm glad I went through that. As crazy as it is to sound, I'm glad I went through being homeless. Cause honestly, bro, one thing I like to call my struggles, I don't call them really struggles. I call them character building moments. And that's truly what I went through being homeless, bro. It wasn't a struggle, it was a character building moment that I had to go through to build my character, to position myself correctly to who I am now and who I am to become. So being homeless really just built my character, bro. And like I said, bro, it was tough. Some of the most lowest moments in my life. But one thing I always told myself was it don't get any lower than this. I haven't showered in God knows how long. I don't have anywhere to stay. I am 3,000, literally 3,000 miles away from home. It doesn't get any lower than this. So the only way is to go up. So, like I said, bro, that's where character building comes into play. My perspective started to change. So even though it was rough, it was a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dang, man. That's incredible. I never
Yeah,
knew. I
man.
always thought you were in California that whole time. I never knew.
Nah, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you
Mm-mm.
something, man. One of the most shocking things I ever seen in my life, for real, is when I got to California and I said, "Whoa, there's so many people homeless."
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
like
bro.
it was like one of the most shocking things I've ever seen. I'm like, even when I ride the bus, man, like it was like people just on the bus that was homeless. They would just ride the bus the whole day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I just seen dude. I just seen
Yeah.
like I seen him coming here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it
Yeah. Yeah.
became like even when I would jump on the train, I'm like, yo, like I seen dude when I was coming into work.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing him when I
Yeah.
leave. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? Man,
leaving work. Yeah, man.
I
It's
did not know
crazy.
that, man. So like what like going into that, man, and that homelessness, man, and you said like you changed your perspective and people, and hearing that, like you had to change the way that you think, like what kept you motivated? Like what was one of like you're in your early 20s, like you're not in what are you, 19, 20?
At the time, I was only 20, bro. 20,
20
21.
years old. And like what kept you
Yeah.
motivated? Like what kept you going?
To be honest, it was a few things, but the most important, man, was my family. And I thought about my future. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? I have every reason right now to give up. If I had to really sit down and analyze my situation right now, I have every reason right now to give up. So I said, you know what? That should be a reason for me not to give up, man. Like I moved out here for a reason. Um, and I thought about it, bro. I said, damn, what if I was to just throw in the towel right now and just get me a tent and just find somewhere in Skid Row to just hang out? I would be giving up on my future. I'd be giving up on my family. I'd be giving up on myself. I couldn't afford that, bro. I couldn't afford that. And I just had to think like, damn, what is this current decision going to cost me in the future? So I calculate my future decisions and calculate the cost of what it's going to do to me in the future. And I said, damn, bro, can't quit, man. So honestly, bro, it's really my family, man, myself, bro. I just, and for my future, I just had to
Yeah,
keep it going. I couldn't throw in the towel, man. Couldn't. God had bigger plans for me, man.
facts. So I
Yeah,
definitely agree with the family thing, man. I remember times at college, man, where I'm like, dude, I'm at Barton, man. I'm like, bro, I'm ready to go to the crib. I'm ready to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah.
I'm depressed. My anxiety's out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. But then I really didn't think about it. And then I started changing my perspective. Like you said, man, I started really
Mm,
changing the way that my mind would see things and the
mm.
way that I would think on things. And I'm like, yo, you're really going to school and getting a free education.
Can't beat that.
That's literally what my mind became. I'm like, yo, you're
Right.
going to school as a black man that came, from dude, I went to 11 different elementary schools. So you talk about relationships, like I never really got
Man.
as a child, I really never got to establish that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
for
right,
me, like,
right, right.
man, going to Barton, man, was like, whoa. Like
That's a
it's
luxury.
it's a luxury. It's
That's
less
a
than
luxury.
900 people at that school. You know what I'm saying? So like relationships
Right.
became the focus. You know what I'm saying? And just like
100%.
going back to what you said though, man, I had to change my perspective on things. So like living in California, man, it can be like, so what advice would you, okay, let me ask you this. What advice would you give someone? I'm not even going to speak on this. I want you to elaborate on it because you came from a different background than I did moving to California. Like what
Mm.
advice would you give to a around your age, 20 to 25 kid wanting to be like, "Hey, I want to move to California." And they don't have no connections, they don't have anything. Like what are you going to share with them?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So my advice might be a little different, but I mean, honestly, I just tell them do it. You know what I'm saying? Be
Yeah,
wise with it. You know what I'm saying? Be wise with it. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna lie. There's some things I could have been a little smarter about, but if they have that urge and that fire to really go ahead and they want to move, I tell them do it. Be
Yeah.
wise, be smart on what you do, but do it. And the reason why I say that is because we're young. And the reason why I took that risk is like if I was in a different situation, say I was 30 years old and had a whole family, I couldn't have that luxury of just packing my bags and moving cross country. So,
Right.
if there's someone else that's, another 20-year-old that wants to move across country for a purpose that they have, be smart about it, but I'll tell them just do it and make sure they have a plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make sure you have a plan because if you don't have a plan, you just kind of winging it. But if you have a plan, it may not be specific, but at least
Yeah.
like this is what I'm here for. And as long as you know this is what I'm here for, work towards it and you'll be amazed of how things just work out, man. So
Wow.
that's what I would say. Just have a plan, man. Go ahead, do it, man. Don't even hesitate. Just do it.
Yeah.
The moment you feel like hesitating is the moment you don't even think about and just do it. Just do it, man. And stick to your plan, bro. Stick to your blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Don't go
Facts.
against the blueprint. Stick with it, man.
Dawg, I remember that was something that like me going to California, I remember sitting down and writing down my finances. And I remember like, hey, if you get this job, this is what your cost is gonna be. This is a plan that you need to have. And what you just said, blueprint. You gotta have a plan.
You have to.
That's something my
You
dad
have
always
to.
told me. He was like, "Man, you got to have a plan. Like, if you're gonna start be great, like you need to have a plan. Like, don't just go in blind. You know what I'm saying? And
No.
think it's gonna excel. So you going into that, man, and that advice is so key. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's important.
it is most definitely. You got to have a plan. And I can see that.
Because
From
honestly,
I remember, man. No, I never forget this day. I never forget it in my life. I was thinking about it today before we jumped on here. And I
mhm.
remember, man, we sat in Starbucks. I never forget this. And we're sitting on Figueroa, and I guess what is that, like 29th Street, something like that. I don't
Like
remember what.
Jefferson, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jefferson, something like that.
Something like
And
that.
I remember, man, and you said, "Hey, meet me at Starbucks." I'm like, "All right, I'm at my girls right now, but I'll meet you over there." And I remember, man, it touched my soul, man. It really did. and I wanted to tell you this once I got on here that it really touched my soul to keep going, man. Like I
Appreciate
remember
it.
we sitting at the table and you said, "Man, I remember when I used to wash up in here and I couldn't even get a coffee. Now we sitting at the table across from each other and I can afford a coffee." And it's just like the coffee ain't it. What is it like $4, $5? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
about $4 or $5. Yeah.
And I remember that, man. I almost want to start crying because I'm like, yo, my guy's been through it, but look at him now. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to let you know, man, like hearing that, man, that really touched my soul. And I was thinking about that today, like after the little stuff that I've gone through, and then to see my boy sit here and say, like, this is where I used to wash up in this bathroom. Dude,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
touching, man. I just
Yeah,
want to let
bro.
you know that.
Appreciate it. Like I said, man, it's a marathon, not a sprint, man. And honestly, like you said, man, with that blueprint, honestly, man, it's all possible for God, number one. Because honestly, if it wasn't for God, bro, I don't even know where I would be. It's all thanks to Him. And I knew someone was praying for me because I grew up in a Christian church with my mom, and it's like
Right.
the places that I've been exposed to in the city, something could have happened to me. I've seen bodies get dragged out of tents in Skid Row, and nothing has happened to me, no sickness. So it's like it's possible all thanks to God, man. Honestly, I can't take any credit for it, man.
Amen.
Blessed, bro. Blessed.
Hey man, most definitely blessed, man. Just like another story, man. I remember we was at the course, man, and we would sit there. And you know what's so crazy? We would sit here and talk about these moments. And look at it, you're now, you got your business, I got my business. And we would literally, I remember, man, we would stand next on the car or we'd be downstairs talking. And we would just talk about what we wanted to do and accomplish, and just help others, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
speaking on from being homeless, overcoming that, at 23 years old, like now you're your own business owner. You got the side hustles you're doing. You got a lot of great stuff happening for you. Like, what did you learn the most about yourself through all that?
I learned that I am stronger than what I thought I was. I used to downplay myself a lot, and I really learned on this journey. Like, I am so stronger than what I really thought I was, man. I'm very determined. I've learned, honestly, like, I even learned, you know, throughout this whole journey that I am capable of doing things I never thought I was capable of doing. And this journey really brought that to my attention, the situations that I've been through, the people that I've met. Cause it's like this, bro. All the people and things that I'm into now is because I decided to open up my mouth and go out and find it. Because when I got here, I didn't know anybody. I knew one person, that was my cousin. And he moved back as soon as I moved out here for church. So I didn't know anybody. So all the connections I know now was because I decided to put myself in a position to make it happen. So I really learned, like, man, honestly, I am so capable of things more than what I thought I was before going through this, man.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Just sitting there and thinking about that, man, I think that resonates with me, man. Just like the stuff that I've done, and I'm like, whoa, like, you know what I'm saying? I would have never thought I
Mm-hmm.
would have been able to do that. And now I get to
Yeah.
like, do this, this show with you and like, man, just seeing the stuff that you're doing and what you've created, man. And I remember it like it was yesterday. These folks don't know, but I used to sleep at the edge of this dude's bed when we had to work at the course.
I remember
You know
that.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And my
bro.
guy, my
Yeah,
guy would
yeah.
sleep in the floor. He would let me have the whole bed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, like, just I don't know, man. Like, I just appreciate you a lot, and I
I
just thought I would
appreciate you
tell you
too,
that, man.
bro. That's love,
Like,
bro. Not everybody
yeah,
gonna do it. That's love, man. I got love for
no,
you, man. I realize you cut from different cloth, man. As soon as I met you at the course, I knew this brother right here was cut from a different
yeah,
cloth, man. For real.
I definitely knew you was, and seeing what you, man, just seeing what you doing, man. It's just like every time I talk to you, you always doing something new. I think, like, for real, like every time I
For
talk to
real.
you, I'm like, this dude is doing something new, man. You was at the credit union, you did that thing, you know what I'm saying? And then where you were at Chase at the
I
time.
was at Chase. Yeah, I
You
remember,
were
bro.
at
I was working
Chase.
for JP Morgan. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I remember that. And I'm like, yo, how you liking it? You know what I'm saying? You explaining it to me and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like now you
Yeah.
got your own business, man. So just speak on like going back to the plan. Like what type of plan did you have? Like what did you want it, your business to be? And just tell the listeners what your business is.
My business, there's a few, and I have a few side hustles, but I always wanted to have a business where it's around bringing a solution to the marketplace and really inspiring other people and helping people. So, I took it upon myself to get my life insurance license. I have a mentor, and he introduced me to this company. So I really just been, helping families along the way. And it really made me realize like how the lack of, excuse me, financial literacy is here in this country. So, I'm helping families get their finances right. I'm stressing the importance of, financial literacy, like know what you're getting into. Another thing too is with my brand, my King's Grind brand. Um, King's Grind, Queen's Grind is basically you're a king, you're a queen. And, whether you're on your individual grind of being a chef, whether it's being an entrepreneur, business owner, whatever your grind is, just know you're a king and you're a queen. And throughout that process, that's who you become. So that's through inspiration as in itself. And, like I said, man, I got a few more business ventures I'm working on at the moment. Can't really say too much, but yeah, man, we got some stuff cooking up, bro, this year. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Man, just let me know what I need to share, man. What I need to post in my story, what I need to share. You just you got my number. FaceTime me, holla at me, let me know what you got going on, man. All that
Appreciate
stuff,
it,
man.
bro. Likewise,
Oh,
man.
for sure. Most definitely, man. I'm claiming it for you, man. All that stuff in 21 that you trying to develop, all the business stuff that you want to develop, it's gonna happen. Most definitely gonna happen. But you said something earlier to me, in text when we were talking, and you said you're a product of belief. What does that mean to your life?
I mean, no matter how rough life may seem, no matter how things may not be going your way, you just gotta look up. And when I mean I'm a product of belief, I mean I was literally on the streets not that long ago, if you think about it. And now I'm sitting in like a $3.9 million modern mansion in Venice. And I don't say that to gloat, but I say that comes from being a product of belief. If I didn't see myself or believe that I could get out of my situation, I would never be in a situation like this,
Right.
but it's from me being a product of belief and having faith and working that muscle of faith. That's a muscle we overlook a lot of times. Belief, that's a muscle we also tend to overlook. So, being what through I've been through and my ups and downs and hiccups along the road to where I'm at now, man, like to me, that's what being a product of belief is. And I mean, I hope it's a walking testimony, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
to me, that's what it is, man.
Yeah, like you said, man, you definitely got to work that muscle of faith. Most
Have
definitely.
to.
I noticed that in my life, man. If you're not working that muscle, man, and whatever you go through, like you said, a product of belief, like you gotta believe and believe and believe. Even when you conquer where you are now, sitting in a $3.9 million home, like there's still more belief that has to be put into practice.
Still, bro, still, man.
You know what I'm saying?
No matter what, man. It's like it's funny too, bro, because it's like people ask me, and it's like my friends back home see it, and it's like, oh, how is this successful life? But it's like to me, bro, that's something that's just so broad. Like to me, this is not successful. I'm not where I want to be. And even when I get to where I want to be, I still have more goals I want to accomplish after that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just you know what I'm saying, bro? It's just like I
Right.
don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
It's just man, once you in that zone, bro, and you work your faith and you work hard, you'll be surprised what blessings come into your life. Like as long as you back up that faith and that belief with work and action, watch how things go. I'm telling you, to whoever is listening to this, man, I promise you, just try it for 90 days. Give yourself 90 days to build this habit. Anytime you go through something and adversity happens in your life, before you overreact and be reactive instead of proactive, just take a deep breath, and then just say, I am a product of God. I am a product of the universe. I am more than enough. I am great. I'm more than enough. And then I promise you, give it 90 days. You will see a difference. So anytime I go through something, bro, where I feel like my faith is being challenged or my belief will be challenged, I give myself time and I take a deep breath and I say, you know what? I'm more than enough. This is temporary. I'm more than enough, man. And lo and behold, man, I keep that and things just start working out.
Dude, this dude, man, you awesome, man. I tell you, man, you are awesome, man. That helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think anybody that just heard that, man, like hearing that from a man that went from, Connecticut in his comfort zone to moving to California, been 2.5 years homeless, now being to where he is. Like, y'all gotta hear this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I had to get you on here. That's why I was like, this man gotta tell his story. This story is too
Appreciate it.
beautiful. And the way that it's been written, I wanted to be a part of it. That's why I was like,
I
my
appreciate it,
dog
bro.
gotta be on my show, baby.
Hey, we family
Gotta
for
get
life,
you on.
man. We family for
Always,
life, bro.
always. You
You
know
know what
you
I'm
always
saying?
got somewhere to stay. Always. Anytime
Likewise, bro.
traveling, you
And
always know hey, it may not be the nicest thing, but hey, you got somewhere to stay. But man, product of belief, man. I can't get over
I
that,
could
man.
believe.
That's good. I like that.
And one
I
thing I
am
like too, bro, we're all in some way, shape, form a product of belief, you know. And whoever is listening to this, you may not have gone through my situation. Maybe for you it was being abused growing up, or maybe you had a great childhood, but whatever it is and the craziness that goes on in this world, if you're still breathing to this moment and have two ears that work, a mouth, legs that work, you're a product of belief. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go through something crazy like I did to be a product of belief. If you're still on this earth and you can function, you're a product of belief. You know what I'm saying? Or you may be going through some type of sickness right now. You're still a product of belief because at the end of the day, you woke up this morning. That in itself is a product of belief, is a product of faith. So it's like, you know, in all ways, shape, or form, Chris, my brother, you are a product of belief. And it's like we have to remind ourselves that no matter what is it that we've been through, in some way, shape, or form, we're all a product of belief, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And from this book I read, it's called "You Are a Badass" by Jensen Cherry. I really highly recommend, you know, read that book if you haven't. But it says, you know, remind yourself, man, don't downplay your success. Remember, the world needs you because without you in this world, the world would be you-less. So remind yourself of how important you are to this world and what you can contribute to it. So, you know what I'm saying? I just live by that every day, bro, to the best of my abilities. Yeah.
man. What a book. I know that changed like what you said in the beginning, man, perspective. That changed your whole
Respect it, bro.
perspective. But I think you said one thing that's so key, man. People ask me all the time, they say, how you doing, man? I'm like, hey, I'm above ground.
For real.
I can't speak to you if I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
That's right.
You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
I may
right.
be going through something, but hey, like you said, I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I got a roof on my head. I got clothes. I got, all this technology. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even about the materialistic stuff, but man, like like you said, I got breath in my lungs. I got eyes that can see. I got ears that can hear. I got a mouth that can talk and communicate. And I got hands. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Just hey. So that follows into my last question, man. You really just flowed right into it. And like I said, man, I appreciate you being on this thing, man. I really do.
Appreciate you
That's
having
what
me, bro, for
I
real.
wanted people to feel your story though. Cause you know what I'm saying? I got to be around you. I got to feel it, I got to hear it. I got to experience the Cali life with you. But, going into this last question, man, I want you,
Mhm.
like I said, man, I just appreciate you being here, being vulnerable, and just telling your story. But I ask all my guests this question. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to this last question because I love it so much because I get different answers from everybody. And I think one of the
Right.
most beautiful things is just hearing people's stories, but then hearing this question. And I get so excited about this one, So what does be great mean to you?
Be great to me, man. That means a lot of things, bro. I'll be honest. Like, I can't even say that means one thing specifically, man. When I hear be great, man, to me, that means like stepping in your purpose, man. Be great, man. That means stepping into your potential, stepping into your purpose of who you are, like straight up, be great. I mean, bro, honestly, when it means to be great and I envision someone being great, I see a person of not just for the materialistics, but them stepping into their purpose of who and what they were meant to do while they were on this earth. That's what I envision when I hear the phrase be great. I don't think of it like, okay, yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I have a couple mil in the bank. No, being great is stepping into your purpose, bro. And then when you step into your purpose, you find your potential, man. You feel me? So when I hear be great, man, I just see a person like just really stepping into their potential, into their purpose, man. Off top, off top,
Wow.
man.
I think like you just basically kind of like sold the blueprint for my company. Like I want for real though. Like my company is based on, man, I want people to see the greatness within themselves. And then
100%, man.
like you said earlier, with that faith and that prayer, but then you fall into that action. You know what I'm saying? So once people see that
Yeah,
greatness within themselves, they step into their purpose.
that's right.
And then they
That's
they
right.
elevate in that potential, and then they continue to elevate and they continue to elevate. Man, I
Yeah,
love that answer, man. That answer was beautiful.
appreciate it, man. You know, once you stop downplaying your success, bro, I'm telling you, man, we will tend to downplay your success so much, but it's like once you start to realize how great you are, man, and you start finding you start walking into your potential and your purpose,
Yeah,
man, oh man. Telling you. So I appreciate you asking some very interesting questions for real. Um, I'm
yeah.
just glad to be here, man. You know, I'm just glad
Hey,
to be here.
hey, I'm just glad to have you on this thing, man. So last thing, man, where can people find you? What's your social media links or website or
Mhm.
whatever?
All right, so yeah, you could check me out at Instagram at Albert X Brown. You could go ahead and also follow me on Facebook at Alberto Brown. You can connect with me there as well. So, you know, not big on social media as yet, but I'm working on the company website right now. But those are the two main places. If you really want to connect with me, you could connect with me there.
Yeah. And most definitely, man, if anybody else wants to talk to Albert, I can give you his email. I can't give out his number, but I'll give you his
Yeah, yeah,
email.
yeah.
You can reach out to him. But man, like I said, man, I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate
100%
you being on
likewise.
here, man, coming on here, telling your story and telling what a beautiful journey. And and I just want to keep reminding people, man, this dude, man, came from literally from his comfort zone to elevating and the prayer and the faith, but walking in your purpose. So keep being great, my brother.
You know, we don't confine to society's rules. And I feel like the purpose and the path that I'm on requires me not paying attention to what society got to say. And I feel like if you're gonna step in your greatness or purpose, you can't go on mainstream media or social media and look at the next person because they got the big ass or the big lips or they're living in the nice house or whatever facade is at hand and think, you know, like that can't be me. And I feel like at the same time that really helps encourage to downplay our success why a lot of people feel like they can be great or be inspired to be on that level or be at a greater level. Like I tell people, you know, and eventually when I bring kids to this earth, I'm gonna tell them the same thing. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. I want you to pass me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like mainstream media, especially to play, like, you know, we see whatever's on there and we're quick to agree. You know what I'm saying? In reality, society really don't have our best interests. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna be great and step into your purpose, it's gonna require for you to understand, you know, you got to be comfortable with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I learned too, bro, that helped me build these relationships is if I can't respect myself, then I can expect someone else to respect me at the end of the day. So, you know, it's going to take some time for you to be real with yourself and understand, bro, like on this path, man, to being great requires you not to confine to society's rules.
Facts
No cap.
on everything. Because
No
if
cap,
you if
bro.
you can find that, like, I can't help you with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
And like you
Nope.
said, key thing that you said, man, it's like if I ain't got respect for myself, how can I expect people to respect me? You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? That's not how life works, man. I just think, man, that's key though, man. Like you got to take that to the like next level. You know what I'm saying? Like and loving yourself, being
Nope.
appreciative of yourself, being thankful of who you are. Because if you're not doing none of those things, you're not gonna get none of those things from the universe.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
How can you
Right.
expect that to come to you if you're not doing it for yourself?
Right. Yeah,
You
that's one thing you said I like, bro. I remember we were talking, and then you're like saying how people look at basketball players like Tom Brady, he's the best, he's the GOAT, or a Steph Curry, LeBron. But when we're in a position in sports, it's like we kind of downplay ourselves where we might hear from other people like the crab in the bucket mentality. Oh, you can never be a LeBron, or you can never be a Tom Brady. But it's like at the end of the day, too, you know what I'm saying? With Nip, I'm gonna take Nip for an example. Nipsey Hussle wasn't trying to be like Tupac. Nipsey Hussle had his own lane and he shined on, because at the end of the day, Nipsey wasn't like, I'm trying to be another Tupac. That wasn't the case. And I'm pretty sure Steph Curry was saying, I'm not trying to be like this person. You find your lane, you pave your path, bro, that will shine on for you. But you know what I'm saying? It's being confined to society and their rules. That's the first thing. You can't.
Right.
Definitely. So.
That's why I be trying to tell kids, man, like, hey, excuse me, you never know, man, like where your path will take you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you may not be the next Steph. You may not be the next Chris Cook. You may not be the next
okay.
Albert Brown. That's fine though.
Yeah.
But I need you, and I'm gonna help you find the greatness within yourself. And that's what Be Great is, man. It's all about helping people find the greatness within themselves. And then, like you said earlier, stepping into that purpose and taking that shit to the next level. Because once 100%. I can help you find that greatness within yourself, the world is yours and everything in it.
You know what's funny about that? When you just said the world can be it's crazy. Like, I feel like the world is already ours, but due to the programming from such a young age, they make it seem like, you go to school for 12 years and then you go to college, you work a career, then you vacation in between, and then you retire at 65, and then you live for a few years, then you die. Bro, to me, that just seems depressing. So it's like, I commend you on your move of Be Great, bro, and how you decide, like, really stepping into your purpose. And I really, just hearing you talk, man, I could really hear like you're stepping into who Chris Cook really is, bro. Like, you're finding your true self, dog. And to me, bro, that's worth more to me than money will ever. Like, I don't care. You can't put a dollar amount behind it, bro. But yeah, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate that highly, because I really am, though, man. I would tell you something. In all truth, man, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Even playing in games, playing basketball, doing all that stuff, but man, just being where I am now in my life. And I think what gets me even more, though, is like people wearing the stuff. But it's like now, like I've provided you, like I want to put it on a silver platter. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you, I got my Be Great inspiration page where you get all the inspiration. I got my main page, you got Be Great Eats. And now I'm about to partner with a company. I'm about to be in their store. Like, it's like, dude, like it's not about me. It's about serving the society with something that they need. They need. This is not a want. You don't want to be great. You need to be great. And that's what I'm selling. I need people. Like, it's cool seeing people in my merch, but bro, hearing the feedback I'm getting on the podcast, that's what I want. I want it where it's like, yo, like, I feel what you're saying. Albert Brown's story is so amazing. It helped me. That belief. It's that belief, bro. And I want people to believe in themselves to the whole max. Why believe in the next person when you don't even believe in yourself? How can you do that? You know what I'm saying?
You got to bet on yourself, bro. And that's what I did when I moved out here. I bet on myself. I took a bet on myself, and shit is working out.
Right.
And it's crazy, like, how you're building this lifestyle for other people to be a part of. It's like, I've heard this quote somewhere. I can't remember who I heard it from, but you're literally a walking testimony to this. Literally, the quote went like this: I'm building something bigger than me. So when I pass on 50 years, 100 years, generations down the line, what I've built is still around. It lived after me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about you, it's what you're building. This is something that's generational. It's going to be living on even when you move on from this earth. It's still going to be here. And you got to take a bet on yourself, and that all goes into play, bro. It's like, the way I think about it, man, it's not even one thing to get you to that destination. And it's like a pie. I like to think of it as a pie. A pie has many ingredients. You just don't throw apple in it and bake it and call it a pie. It's all these different ingredients that come together to make the pie taste so good. So I apply that to life, all these things and being put into our potential. It's a pie, man. And we just got to get the right ingredients as we go on. We find, okay, this works, this doesn't work. Same thing with different foods, you know. Okay, this seasoning isn't good, it's too spicy, it's too this. Same thing we apply to our life, man. And honestly, it's yeah, man, it's crazy, bro.
I love that. I love that analogy. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
man.
Because it goes back, see, that's what I'm gonna say. It goes back to relationships. That person that you meet is just a piece of the pie
Piece of the pie.
to take you to the next level. You know what
100%.
I'm saying? So man, like I said, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being on here. Thank you for jumping on this thing, man, and getting on this podcast, man. But more than anything, man, I just wanted people for real though, because I heard your story, went through it. I went through it with you, but now people are able to really hear it. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm super proud of you. I know the work is going to continue to elevate. And like I said, man, my phone is always open. Always open. You can always call me, reach out, whatever. I may not
Likewise,
answer right
likewise.
then. You know what I'm saying? I may not answer right
Yeah,
then, but
likewise though, bro.
you
Likewise.
best
You feel me?
believe that
But yeah,
hey, my
likewise
phone is
though, you
open.
know. 100% likewise, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I don't pick up, you know why. You know, we doing stuff,
Oh, I
man. We
already
keeping
know.
ourselves productive. But likewise, you know, if you need anything, bang me, bro.
Yeah.
Without hesitation. And you know, just keep surrounding yourself with people like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you no matter what time, like, you know, you need something, you need some support, you can find it here, bro. So I appreciate you having me on, man.
Hey, all love, baby. All love.